Deputy Chief Timothy Quiller.
How do you spell your last name?
Quiller.
Why are we here today?
Independence holiday, 4th of July weekend.
What do we need to know about safety for?
There's a couple of things. First and foremost, the City of Atlanta and the law enforcement community will be providing security for the Independence holiday, which includes the Peachtree Road Race. You have the soccer match at Bobby Dodd Stadium, music in Centennial Olympic Park, and then you have the fireworks to top off all the events that evening. Atlanta Police Department will be visible throughout the city as well as the events. We have been working with our law enforcement partners, collaborating to put together plans and strategies to ensure the safety of not only the spectators, but any participants that we have in any of the events.
Let's focus on the Peachtree Road Race, because we're going to have a lot of people who are visiting Atlanta for that day. What will the police be doing in addition to being highly visible? Anything special you're planning to make sure that those people and the spectators are safe?
The first thing is that we're going to be visible. Visibility is highly important. Along the race route, we will have officers strategically placed throughout. Not only will you have them placed throughout the road race itself, the route itself, but you have them in the surrounding areas. Based on several incidents that happen around the world and as well as the country, we've decided to change some of the strategies. We learn from these events. However, they have been unfortunate, and our hearts go out to those victims, but it was also something that we learned from. And so with the getting together and collaborating and developing strategies with all our law enforcement communities, we feel that we can provide a safe and secure holiday.
What are some of maybe, of course not, proprietary information, but new things that you may be deploying, or maybe things that the public may see new, or that's going to help you with all the overall security and stuff?
There's a couple of things. One of the things that if you look around the country and that we're utilizing more fortification. It could be barriers, it could be vehicles. That's one thing that we see that has helped and assisted us with some of these events, large-scale events. As you know, people are using various tactics throughout the country to try to enter safety zones or disrupt parades, disrupt any type of festivities that we have. So we come up with some strategies, and that's dealing with barriers, that's dealing with use of vehicles as well. So those are just a few of the strategies that we have been employing.
How many police are we talking about, again, for the road race? What are we looking at going out there, being on the route?
Well, I won't be specific in that answer, but there will be a number of law enforcement officers out there. It not only will be the City of Atlanta Police Department, but you're looking at other agencies, all local and also federal agencies as well. A couple of things that we need to take in consideration when we talk about safety and security as far as the Peachtree Road Race. We want to make sure that individuals are safe not only during the route, outside the route, but also in the assembly area. Once the route is over and individuals cross the finish line, but what we encourage is that individuals bring clear bags to the Peachtree Road Race. Another thing is that if you see something, say something. If there's something that you see that's suspicious, make sure that you go ahead and dial 911 so we can get an officer to respond to that location.
Well, you said earlier you came out and it's Independence Day. Of course, there's other big holidays. There's other days when you just have multiple big events going on. Any uniqueness? The Peachtree Road Race, we know that's a tradition and all that, but is anything different that you could say that you might be doing, or do you treat this like any other big event? How would you characterize that?
Well, we really treat it as any other big event. As you know, Atlanta, we've hosted a lot of major events, and in the near future, we'll be hosting college football, the Super Bowl. But we've hosted events like this in the past, and we consider it to be a large event. And if you compare it to a small event, we treat it the same way. There's no difference. Small or large, we make sure that we provide adequate security.
Can you talk about the airport? Record numbers this weekend. They say it will be a record that over 90,000 people are going to expect to go through Hartsfield. I know that's different, same organization, but anything that you might say to passengers? Of course, they always say get there early.
That's one of the biggest things, to get there early to the airport. As far as numbers, I can't really comment on the actual numbers, but we know it's going to be a lot of people traveling through the airport during that time. Make sure that when you do come there, make sure that you are prepared for the long wait. If you have anything in your baggage that doesn't belong, make sure you remove it from there. Check your bags before you take them through the conveyor belt or the safety checkpoints. Make sure you don't have any knives. Make sure you don't have any weapons inside those bags. We just want everybody to be safe. And we know it's going to be a very busy weekend, and we're going to be out there, and we're going to be visible on the streets. We're definitely going to be being very, very critical of these situations. We're going to make sure that everything that we put in place as far as our plans that we're going to execute, and with all the collaboration with the law enforcement community, that's your state, federal, and local, but with the collaboration of all the law enforcement communities, your federal, state, and your federal, state, and local, we just want to ensure the safety of anybody that's coming into the city as a visitor, and as a spectator, and as a participant.
Does it make it easier or more difficult, or does it not matter that the Lennox Square is not the fireworks this time?
No, that's a good question. I like that it's all in one area. I do like that. But to say it to make it easier, I couldn't really say. Yeah, couldn't say that.
I actually heard, might have been you, I don't know, on the radio report that people were taking fireworks trying to, in the airport, that people checking fireworks, and that's, no, unacceptable. Anything you want to say about that?
I'm not sure if I haven't had that report or gotten that report, but I would say no, they do not need to bring fireworks out to the airport. And another thing, speaking with fireworks, we want to be safe out here, and we don't want any kids injured. So if you do light fireworks, make sure there's an adult present. I think the law states that 16 and over, but we need the adults to be responsible out there. We don't want any kids injured.
You probably have like fire extinguishing equipment of it with you while you're doing the fireworks as well.
Yes, I would recommend that. I definitely recommend that. But I would encourage, parents be on hand. And if anything does go wrong, to dial 911 immediately.
What impact, if any, did recent attacks across the globe have on your security plans for the Peachtree Road Race?
Like I said before, one of the things we've learned from it. It's unfortunate, but we've learned from it. And like I said, we have been discussing this for a long period of time. And I think that due to that fact, we have to change. We definitely have to change our tactics and our strategies. I mean, it has impacted everybody throughout the nation and the world. And so in light of everything that has happened, I think that we're looking for best practices. We're learning from other agencies throughout the country and throughout the world.
Do you have an idea of how many people will be coming into the city between, Friday night and Tuesday afternoon?
No specific numbers, but I do know there's around 60,000 that's going to be coming that's going to participate in the Peachtree Road Race. And so I think that they're expecting over 100,000 throughout the weekend.
And other than the officers, what will you have to monitor the crowds at the Peachtree? Will there be cameras, drones, setup?
That's a good question. One of the things that we will have operational is a joint operations center that you're sitting in right now. And that will be for all the law enforcement community, fire, and medical to respond to any incident. And then we will have a video integration center. And as you know, that's a video integration center. There's several thousand cameras actually that are deployed throughout the area. But we will have cameras that will monitor the Peachtree Road Race route.
You guys good?
One last question. Come Wednesday, July 5th, you take a deep breath and say, thank God that's over? Or you look forward to Labor Day? I mean, where do you go from there?
Well, we take it one day at a time, but yes, I will be able to take a deep breath, because events like this, that's what keeps you up. That's what we prepare for. And July 5th, yeah, I will take a deep breath, and then we'll start preparing for the next event.
All right. Anything else you'd like to say that we didn't ask you about, that you might be thinking about?
No, the only thing I just would say is that if you drink, don't drive. Use alternative modes of transportation. And we encourage MARTA as well. Take MARTA, find some other type of transportation, be safe, have a festive holiday.